Welcome dear students. Today we will talk about science of class 10th and now we are going to discuss chapter 6 life process, and in this chapter we have studied nutrition and digestion, and now we are going to study this life process, respiration. So let's talk about this respiration. What is this respiration? What are its types and what are its uses in daily life? Okay, so what is respiration? Let's define this respiration. Process by which digested food is broken down with the help of oxygen to release energy. Okay, so respiration is a process by which digested food is broken down into smaller pieces to get energy and its utilization in body. Okay, in another word we can say taking oxygen in and its utilization for energy and releasing carbon dioxide, and so this whole phenomena is known as respiration. Okay, so in the respiration what will happen in the in the respiration of in the respiration of human being, what will happen? We will take oxygen in. This oxygen will go to our lungs where it will get absorbed into blood, and this blood will go carry it to the cell where the digested food is there, also carried by the blood, and these food get oxidized inside the cell. Inside the cell cytoplasm or in mitochondria. Okay, so in both places this respiration happens and energy releases in the form of ATP and ADP. Okay, now we are moving to the what are the types of respiration. Types of respiration. So see dear student, that there are two types of respiration. One is aerobic respiration, and another one is anaerobic respiration. Okay, so let's talk about difference wise. We will study and we will see their equation and everything. Okay, so what is aerobic respiration? So a respiration, when respiration take place in presence of oxygen, then such type of respiration is known as aerobic respiration. Okay, when respiration happens in absence of oxygen, then such type of respiration is known as anaerobic respiration. Okay, in the case of aerobic respiration, the CO2 and H2O, carbon dioxide and water are the end product. These two are the end product in the aerobic respiration. If we will talk about anaerobic respiration, the end product will be ethanol and CO2 or lactic acid in some cases. In very rare and special cases, later I will discuss it. Okay, next point की बात करें. In this aerobic respiration, more amount of energy releases. Okay, but in the case of anaerobic respiration, there is less amount of energy releases. Okay, now moving to the next point. This aerobic respiration take place only in cytoplasm and mitochondria. Means these respiration held inside a cell. Everyone knows that the cell has three components. One is nucleus, cytoplasm and cell membrane. So this respiration happens in cytoplasm and mitochondria, and this mitochondria is also known as powerhouse of the cell. But this anaerobic respiration only happens in cytoplasm of the organism. Cell के cytoplasm में होता है. Okay, if we will talk about oxidation, so here complete oxidation happens. The whole thing get oxidized. So there is a complete oxidation, but here is a incomplete oxidation. In the anaerobic respiration, there is incomplete oxidation. So everyone knows that what is this oxidation? So addition of oxygen or removal of hydrogen is known as oxidation. So here carbon dioxide get oxidized. Okay, glucose, basically here glucose, see the equation, this glucose, what is the equation of glucose? C6. Equation of, if we will talk about the equation of glucose, then what it will be? C6H12O6. See here how many oxygens are there? 6. But here how many oxygens are here? 2. The loss of oxygen happens, that's why it is called as loss of oxygen happens. Okay, let's see. This is basically it's the oxidation. Basically fact is here that there is 6 carbon and 6 oxygen. Carbon and oxygen ratio is 1:1, and in another word, ऑक्सीडेशन को अभी हम लोगों ने डिफाइन किया था क्या, कि एडिशन ऑफ ऑक्सीजन और रिमूवल ऑफ हाइड्रोजन. तो बेसिकली यहाँ पे ये ऑक्सीडेशन है क्योंकि यहाँ पर ये हाइड्रोजन का रिमूवल हो रहा है. ओके, सो सॉरी फॉर इनकन्वीनियंस, देयर इज़ अ लिटिल बिट कन्फ्यूजन इन देयर, सो द कन्फ्यूजन इज रिजॉल्व्ड. दिस इज अ ऑक्सीडेशन and here glucose is get oxidized into carbon dioxide. तो यहाँ पर ऑक्सीजन का लॉस हुआ है या ऐड हुआ है, ये बात है ठीक ही है. साथ ही साथ यहाँ पर हाइड्रोजन क्या हुआ है, रिमूव हुआ है. ओके, इफ वी विल टॉक अबाउट एनारोबिक रिस्पायरेशन, so complete oxidation happens here, incomplete oxidation happens. If we will talk about most of organism में ये होता है, this happens in most of organism, most of living thing. Every living thing perform this respiration, and almost every living thing perform this respiration. Only some certain organisms shows this anaerobic type of respiration, in which there are some bacteria and Okay, if we will talk about so this anaerobic respiration happens in bacteria. Okay, and another cases in human being, if some human being will do excess exercise, then there will be a inside the muscle there will be this type of respiration, anaerobic respiration, due to which lactic acid is formed. Okay, so see the equation of respiration. Okay dear students, see the respiration, equation of respiration. For aerobic respiration, this glucose will get converted into pyruvate. Okay, this glucose is converted into pyruvate, and this pyruvate will get oxygen and get oxidized, CO2 and O2, and plus energy. So how much energy is releases? This energy is releases 38 ATP. Okay, if we will talk about the anaerobic respiration, so there are two cases in yeast. Basically yeast is a fungi. So basically some bacteria and fungi shows this respiration, and this process is known as fermentation, where the glucose will get converted into pyruvate, and pyruvate will get converted into ethanol and carbon dioxide and energy. Here very less amount of energy is releases. Okay, and see, this fermentation process is widely used in making alcohols. Basically this ethanol is a ethyl alcohol, which is drinking alcohol, so which is used for drink and used for medicine purpose also. Okay, so this is widely used, this process is widely used in making alcohol and vinegars. Okay, for if we will put this alcohol for some time, this will get converted into acetic acid, which is a vinegar. Okay, there is no role of this bacteria, only this ethanol get oxidized. This ethanol get oxidized because of air. Okay, in the muscle cells, when we will do excess exercise, or any suppose any athlete, before जब कभी भी एथलीट को दौड़ना होता है, रनिंग करना होता है, तो दे विल गेट अ वार्म अप राउंड, बिकॉज if when they will get the warm up round, their cells get active and they will get the enough oxygen. In the lack of oxygen, suppose an athlete, if any athlete perform the running and before warm up, without warm up, then what happened? The muscular respiration will happen, and such a type of anaerobic respiration in which lactic acid will be generated, and this lactic acid will be deposited inside the muscles and which will create a pain. Okay, this is the case of muscles twitch. Okay, so hope you are very understood about this type of respiration. Okay. Okay dear student, thanks for watching this video. Okay.